What is going on YouTube? Dr. Ironbat Prime 2.0 back again with this new video, and this is pretty much something new that I wanted to try and do. I wanted to give you guys the costume guide to Ezra Miller's prototype Flash costume in the, 2023 Flash movie that just came out not too long ago. Now, I figured I'd do this kind of video because I'll admit, this is a costume that feels casual and feels like not really something I would cosplay as, but just something I'd like to observe, something I'd like to talk about. And if any of y'all are in the market of wanting to do this kind of cosplay, or, just make this costume, this is like a perfect way to, source material, and this is pretty much the research of, what the costume looks like. Even though we only got to see this costume in the movie for, way less than 5 minutes, I thought it was interesting, and, it was a bit okay for a prototype costume, and, just nice to throw that in there. I mean, it was pretty much used for that one scene in the movie, but, I've seen better, prototype costumes, I will admit. But I thought just for fun, I'd like to talk about this costume and just, go from detail to detail and see, what source materials you have to, put a costume like this together and just see what it's like. So I'm going to start from bottom to top with, the feet all the way up to, the mask. And, of course, this is just going to be my way of talking about it. And this is just the best way of, me doing the research and all of that. So if I'm wrong, you can correct me in comments down below. But here is here's how, the Flash made his, prototype costume in this movie. So what he wears is some yellow and white Pumas, but he also wears some white socks while they're tucked into his pants with some yellow stripes. I mean, they're pretty easy to find, and I'm pretty sure the yellow just, brings up the whole, kind of like what Flash wears in comic books and everything, just yellow shoes, but, yellow Pumas, and, having white socks with, yellow stripes. I guess it just gives it a little more detail, but, hey, that's just what he wore, and I'm surprised that they weren't burning when we saw Barry running with them on. As for the pants he wears, they're pretty much just red sweatpants. I don't know if they were dark red or bright red, but that's pretty much the pants that he wore. I guess he just wanted to dress for comfort, but also they do have a white stripe on the side, so there's that little detail. So I want to keep that in mind if you want to go for being, movie accurate. And another thing he does have is some kind of a snack bag with a couple of belts holding onto it. I honestly don't know what exactly that was. Maybe that was just a bag pouch or something. And that's something I really don't know where you could find it. But hey, I mean, if you do go the route of finding it, spot on. That's good to you. And I honestly don't know what kind of belt it was strapped onto, but it just looked more like a two-belt system. But that's just what I could, guess by seeing. Maybe it was a fanny pack or something, but hey, if any of y'all go the route of having it, right on. And also, you are going to want to put some snacks in it, so quick trip to 7-Eleven, I will admit. I just wanted to say that just for fun. So he also wears a white long sleeve with a turtleneck. That's the basic shirt that he wears. And he also has a thing for wearing some red fingerless gloves. It might be a bit more dirty because, let's face it, Barry's running all over the place here and there, so it might have gotten dirty from time to time, so, throw it in dirt, throw in some black shoe polish to dirty it up. But, yeah, that's pretty much what he wore. I mean, I'm not sure if I'd wear a turtleneck if I was a superhero. It's just not my style. But, yeah, that's what he wore, and red fingerless gloves just to... just of course to add a little more red to the costume, but also he wore fingerless gloves when he was in the 2017 Justice League movie. But yeah, that's pretty much what Barry wore for the shirt and the gloves. As for the mask, it's pretty much a white ski mask, but here's also another image of what it looks like in the movie. And there were some yellow lines on it, so yeah, that's another thing you might want to think about. But yeah, I don't know if it was a ski mask or some kind of face mask, but hey, I actually own like 2 of those kinds of masks. I own a black one from when I did a Red Hood cosplay a couple of years ago, and also I use a dark yellow one for my recent Daredevil cosplay. So yeah, I mean, those are pretty easy to find, so definitely just simple and easy to just get your hands on. Before I go on, another thing that, well, that I did have was some duct tape. I mean, they were all over his shoes, his pants, and his arms. I guess just to, well, keep the lightning a bit more absorbed into him and not sparking all over the place, but also just to keep his suit intact. So yeah, you might want to look up some reference photos to just throw on the duct tape. So weird that they just use duct tape. So moving on, he does wear some armored parts, so it's not really teched out kind of armor, but more like just, well, kind of sort of armor just slapped right onto the costume. So he does wear some elbow pads and knee pads, but they're not this exact color right here that you see. I mean, they were black, but the padding around it was red, and the straps were yellow, so that might be more of a bit of customizing kind of job, or maybe hand paint. But yeah, I mean, that might be a bit tricky to find, but hey, I mean, you could get creative if you want. I mean, who knows, they must have been custom made kind. As for the chest armor, I don't know if it's paintball armor or motorcycle armor, but this is what he wears. That was a bit hard and tricky for me to figure out what it was. I was literally scratching my head thinking, like, was it motorcycle armor or paintball armor? Maybe it's custom made, but it just looks, that's just what I could guess just by looking at it, but that's pretty easy to find when it comes to like paintball gear. But also, he did spray paint a lightning bolt on it, so pretty much just spray paint it and you're good. And he also sports a red bike helmet that he wears. That's pretty much another easy thing to find, but also there are some, well, there is one bit of extra detail that you may not have noticed. Plus, I like how it has like a yellow wing on the sides and on the front, kind of sort of a nod to Jay Garrick Flash. But yeah, that's just, well, that's just what they did for the helmet, and, well, yeah, that's just the whole costume itself. So that is it. That is the official costume guide to, well, Ezra Miller's, well, prototype costume in, well, the whole Flash movie that was used in the 2023 Flash movie. Yeah, I mean, again, even though we only got to see this costume for, like, way less than 5 minutes, I'm a bit surprised that I got a good amount of screen time to absorb and just see what materials he used to make a costume like this. Again, might not be a cosplay thing for me to do, but hey, if any of y'all go the route of making it, right on, go for it. I mean, plus tag me on social media so I could have a look and see what y'all did. I'm always I'm always loving seeing other people's work on this kind of thing, so definitely go for it if you want. But just to officially wrap it up, don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you have not subscribed already. Hit the bell down there so that way you guys are notified for my next video. Don't forget to also comment below. I'm always reading comments. And don't forget to hit the thumbs up so I know you like this video or even love it. But also don't forget to follow me on all my social media stuff, which is just right here. Follow me. I just might follow you guys right back at you. But till next time, this is, well, Fastest Man Alive, zooming out, and see you guys in the next video.